Love you too, babe. All right, 3 minutes in. Let's get it going. Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, the insurance junkie, your fiduciary fella, the all-star advisor, Alonzo Hall. And today I've returned to whap and tap on your head with another ADH Wealth Solution article. Before we get started, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. When I'm finished with this video, if you'd like to contribute to channel growth, the information will be in the description. When I'm finished with this video, if you'd like to purchase life insurance directly up to $1 million with no medical exam and an instant decision, the information will be in the description. Once I'm done with this video, you will also get to see that you can schedule a one-on-one consult with me by clicking the link that will be in the description. So as we proceed to give you what you need, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and get into this article. And this article here is from one of the companies I represent. As you know, I'm a broker. And this is from Mass Mutual. Let me see if I can make this bigger for y'all. So this here is from Mass Mutual, one of the many companies that I represent as an independent insurance broker, financial professional. And this article is about 5 financial fears that you must face. It's an October 29th article from Shelly Gigante. So, From sinister savings shortfalls and diabolical debt to stock market volatility that sends shivers down the spine, the financial fears that prey on many Americans would make even Edgar Allan Poe tremble in his boots. Indeed, money-related stress impacts all adult age groups, regardless of net worth. A 2017 survey by the American Psychological Association found that money and finances have remained among the top stressors since its survey began in 2007. Some 62% of Americans, it found, reported that money is a source of stress in their home. Ain't that the truth? Anxiety that stems from money or lack thereof can have a significant effect on both mental and physical well-being. According to medical research group Mayo Clinic, stress can lead to sleep problems, not street problems, irritability, chest pain, and social withdrawal, among other symptoms. The APA has also found that financial stress can negatively impact relationships. And that's something that, especially in Black YouTube space, we talk about a lot. Creating a major source of conflict. So, we have this whole red pill, blue pill, purple pill, pink pill, black pill, clear pill, green pill for the money. We may need to take a look at that and realize that, again, the socioeconomic status of a lot of us is the reason that we have a lot of these relationship issues. Fortunately, many financial fears can be assuaged through simple planning. Some people are afraid to plan because they don't want to be told that they have to spend less or that they aren't on the right path. But planning takes the fear out of your finances, said Jennifer Landon, president of Journey Financial Services in Ammon, Ohio. After you have a plan in place, it's all less daunting, and you suddenly have control. Salute, brother, what's going on? Wealth Talk, what's going on? Hit the like, yes, please. Thank you. So let's take a look at debt doom. Let's take debt, for example. The average American household carries $15,482 in credit card debt and $134,058 in total debt, according to personal finance website nerdwallet.com. And that's terrifying. We should also look at the fact that every American, regardless of your race, if you're an American citizen, even the 11 million that were sent in this year, on average, owes approximately $15,000 to the nation of China. And why is that? Well, that happens to be because we finance our country. And you can actually take a look at AM Best, Moody's, or Standard & Poor's. Those are financial rating companies, and they actually downgraded our credit while Obama was in office. The country had worse credit. So now, Don Cloud, president and founder of Cloud Financial in Huntsville, Alabama, suggested individuals who are looking to live debt-free, a worthy goal, should start by analyzing their financial picture to determine how they ran up all those bills in the first place. Perhaps it's a lack of impulse control, the failure to set goals, or simply the fact that they live beyond their means. And this is very common with many Americans. We often live beyond our means. We always have to pull up in the latest car that's financed, and we're a debt slave. So, by analyzing their cash flow, he said, debtors will be better positioned to establish healthier spending and savings habits in the future. When you sit down and discuss budgets, it's funny how often you find waste, he said. Human beings are always capable of expending exactly as much as they make, which is why I get frustrated when I sit down with young gentlemen, especially men. There's a young brother who has a job at a dollar store. He was the assistant manager. He was making like $10 an hour. Now he's the general manager. He makes $1,000 a week, $52,000 a year. I said, brother, it's time to sit down with me. Yo, man, I got to get my money right and get my money straight and get my money up, and then I'll come sit down with you. Well, if you were spending all your money up before you got to this 52,000, you're now making $1,000 a week, bro. You got your money up. You should holler at me. But now you're going to spend that $1,000 a week. It's not your fault. It's the way the country is set up for most people to. There's a book on Wall Street called Bears Make Money, Bulls Make Money, Pigs Get Slaughtered. Well, the 1% are the Bears or the Bulls. Yeah, the 1% are likely the Bulls in bull market. Unless you have a short strategy, then you're a bear. But it takes discipline to stick to a budget that allows you to regularly invest for short and long-term goals. So next, he said they should prioritize their debt balances. Some debt, for example, is considered good debt, such as a home mortgage, which is tied to an appreciating asset and provides a tax deduction on the interest paid. High-interest credit card debt, by contrast, is considered bad debt. So that would be your revolving credit card. Okay, so that would be, I send my gas card or what have you, even if it's a prepaid card. Many credit cards charge interest of 18% or more, which adds significantly to the cost of borrowed money for those who carry a balance. For example, by making only the minimum monthly payment equal to interest plus 4% on a credit card balance of $5,000, it would take 134 months to pay off and cost some $2,873.50 in interest, according to Bankrate.com credit card calculator. The National Foundation for Credit Counseling recommends paying at least double the minimum required payment. But Cloud suggested those with multiple credit card balances consider a more targeted debt repayment strategy. His advice is continue making minimum payments on all your cards while focusing any extra disposable income toward paying off the highest interest cards first. When the first card is paid off, you apply that payment toward the next highest bill until you bring your balances to zero. That helps minimize the amount of interest you will ultimately shell out. Don't get lulled into a false sense of security as you whittle down those credit card balances. When someone pays off the first credit card, they might think that's $50 more they can spend, but it really needs to roll right down to the next card like a small snowball, warned Cloud. You may need to reduce expenses to dig out faster. To the mummy's tomb, the longevity risk. By far, said Landon, the biggest fear factor facing seniors and pre-retirees is longevity risks, or the probability of outliving their savings. With life expectancies on the rise and nest eggs largely underfunded, which is something I talk about often, you can actually fund your retirement with life insurance. You can use a life insurance policy to roll it over to your retirement, but only if your life insurance policy is properly set up. They have good reason to be spooked. A 2019 analysis by the Employee Benefits Research Institute found that 41% of all U.S. households where the breadwinner is anywhere from age 35 to 64 are projected to run short of money in retirement. And you don't even have to, if you don't want to look at the statistics and you want to use anecdotal evidence, like I hear many people, well, I got a homeboy who, okay, great. Let's use anecdotal evidence. Everyone, go to Walmart tomorrow. You've got an old person who retired and they didn't retire properly, so they're back checking your receipt at Walmart. When viewed on an individual basis, the average retirement savings shortfall for those ages 60 to 64 ranges from $12,640 per individual for widowers to $15,782 for widows. It increases to $29,905 for single males and $62,127 for single females. They're worried about increased taxes in the future, worried about having enough, and worried about Social Security changes, said Landon. Regardless of net worth, you may want to consider a traditional approach to help ensure that you have your living expenses covered by using guaranteed sources of income, which may include pensions, Social Security, and other guaranteed products like life insurance and annuities. If there's a gap between what you have in place and what you need, we try to fill it with guarantees, said Langdon. We transfer some of that risk. Once your income needs are met, she said, retirees and pre-retirees are liberated to assume greater risk in their portfolios. If their objective is higher potential returns, the markets will go up and down. But because we're not depending on the market to provide us income, we need to support our But since we're not depending on the markets to provide us the income that we need to support our lifestyle anymore, we don't have to worry. So these are the people who would watch the market or should really be in the market. It's called CSI, Coverage, Savings, Investments. If you don't have your proper insurance coverage, you can't properly save. If you're not properly saved, then you have no business saying the word investment or even attempting to. Because if you don't have your savings, you don't have your investments. And people who say, well, I like to be my insurance to be my insurance and my investments to be my investments, why wouldn't you then ask them, well, why then do people insure their investments? But that's for another stream, ladies and gentlemen. Let's continue. What's going on, Rainy Woman? My man Young Investor says, a lot of people have high wage replacement ratio, but don't have enough in the investment vehicle to cover that high wage replacement ratio. Exactly. Prime example, Young Investor. My mother-in-law retired last year from Morgan Stanley Smith Barney Dean Witter, and she got a nice pension plan. I rolled over $100,000, which was her smallest retirement account. And she only trusted me with her smallest retirement account, but she does trust me with her daughter. She's a financial advisor herself, so it's kind of hard to let another advisor do stuff for you when you are an advisor. But she let me, basically, she gave me $100,000 to manage for her, and that's growing at 1% only because she lives in the state of New York. If she lived outside of the state of New York, I could get her 3%. And yes, thank you for your support. And thank you, Wealth Talk Productions, for your support. And by the way, Wealth Talk Productions, drop your channel and make sure, ladies and gentlemen, that you go follow him. Also, I'm going to do another interview with my brother-in-law, and he has a channel, Perfect Imperfection Studios, Chronicle Mac. And he actually did the interview with me, my first interview about why I sell insurance, which was 2008, 3 days before Mother's Day. I got shot 5 times in front of my mother. She loves New York City, man. Once you're in New York, it's hard to leave. I want to go back, but my wife doesn't want to live in New York City anymore. So, I say happy wife, happy life, and my wife corrects me and says, no, it's happy house, happy spouse, happy house. Because just because you make me happy, I have to make you happy too, boo-boo. And she makes sure to make that true. So, number 3 of a financial fear that we're going to face. Stock market volatility. The bubbling cauldron. Indeed, In the financial category of things that go bump in the night, stock market volatility looms large. Many younger investors who watched their parents' portfolio fall during the Great Recession from 2007 to 2009, and more recently the 2020 recession induced by COVID-19, are unnerved by Wall Street's ebb and flow. In response, some invest too conservatively to meet their financial goals. Hold up. This is very important. So here's one thing that is absolutely wonderful about some of these things like the robo-advisors, because they're knocking down walls that have been basically an inhibitor, not allowing your average person to even become a retail investor, right? For example, the person who dropped dime on from Reddit. What was his name on Reddit? Deep fucking Value, and his name on YouTube was Roaring Kitty. Well, that guy, Kendall Gill, he was just a life insurance agent, ironically enough, for Mass Mutual, and he got tired of the company screwing him over in commission, so he dropped the $48 million bomb. I won't be doing that, but these are some of the things that go on in the market. So the beauty of apps like Robinhood, Acorn, or even the volatility of things like Coinbase with your crypto, these things are actually good, especially for the younger generations, right? Because they're able to, just about every day, they can flip open their cell phone just like they go to Facebook, and they can actually watch these financial markets. So the awesome thing is that they're in much more of a better position to, instead of being bullied by these financial advisors like myself, right? Instead of us coming to you and bullying you and saying, hey, invest in this, do this, you guys are in a position where you can ask questions. You can say, hold on, I've been studying. What about this? What about that? And now you can actually come into that conversation with that financial advisor armed to actually speak about some of the things that you have those questions about. Some of those things that were a downfall to your parents and prior generations. You guys have the advantage. Yeah, we're going to say, don't use those blah, blah, blah. Well, I mean, at the same time, you got to realize we don't want video killed the radio star, right? So we don't want the robo-advisors coming and killing our business completely. Now, just because you use a robo-advisor, when you get to certain echelons of money, you're still going to want an actual advisor. So I just wanted to say that it's a really great thing. Now, 40 or 50 and somethings nearing retirement, meanwhile, are sometimes more inclined to knee-jerk reactions when the stock market suddenly drops, which can put their investment portfolio at risk. And seniors who are already in retirement with no paycheck to help replenish lost savings could understandably get goosebumps if their portfolio value slides, especially those who rely on some or all of their equity market investments to generate income. Actually, brief story, back in 2012, I had a client at Mutual of Omaha, a 65-year-old retired police detective who was now a private investigator. And he called us pissed off because his insurance policy wasn't performing. It was dying in the market. And I had no clue what he was talking about at the time because I was just licensed for a year or two. And I didn't know that life insurance had any investment component to it. And what he had was a variable universal life insurance. So a variable universal life insurance policy is a life insurance policy that all of your insurance, your life insurance premium, and all of your life insurance death benefit, and all of your life insurance cash value accumulations are in the stock market. And the stock market was being beaten up at this point. And so he was losing a lot of money. He was going down to zero. So we replaced that with a fixed universal life insurance policy, and he was much more happy. Now, no, he wasn't getting 13%, monthly like he could have been getting with his variable, and he wasn't getting nearly 20% like he was when he first purchased the variable. However, he wasn't going to lose anything, and he was growing at 6%, and at least he had a floor of absolute zero. If he was going to get, if the stock market crashed, his money wouldn't go away with the stock market. Okay, let's see. She says, I am hopefully trying to be rich. Buying land. And yeah, if y'all are looking at buying land, y'all should holler at Art Kathy. She definitely is a lady in this space who is great with expatriation if you want to go over to Ghana, and she does some real estate in North Carolina and Georgia. So, a good way to help counter market volatility is to develop an investment strategy that is appropriate for your age, risk tolerance, tax bracket, and financial goals, and continue with your long-term strategies. When we lead major financial decisions with emotion, when we lead our major financial decisions with emotion rather than logic, we allow ourselves to be hurt, says Landon. That's one of the benefits of working with a professional. We help people separate emotion and focus on fact-based decisions. The trick to dealing with market anxiety is avoiding knee-jerk reactions and staying within your comfort level. Fortuna actually made an article called Investing Made Easy. So 4 is college tuition terrors. Before I go there, actually, I was in a sales meeting today with one of my, I'm transitioning from sales to management in my career, and hopefully y'all pray for me. I'll be a great manager, and build an effective team. I'm a little nervous about that because I'm so used to just being able to be gung-ho as a salesman. But now I have a team of about 4, 3 newly licensed agents, one who has more licenses than me. She has her Series 7. And then, 2 more, but it's nerve-wracking. But one of my we were in a manager's meeting, and my fellow manager, thank you, he was talking about a situation where recently he used his daughter's life insurance to pay for her college. So I'm going to start doing some of those. I'll probably do an interview with him and have him talk about that. Also, one of his agents was an older West Indian man. He's about 60 something. But he said back when he was getting married, he and his wife, they paid for their wedding by withdrawing $10,000 each from their life insurance policies and paid for their wedding in cash. But let's look at your fear number 4, college tuition terrors. If college tuition costs don't make parents hit the panic button, then nothing else will. According to the College Board, the average published cost of tuition, fees, and room and board at a public 4-year college for in-state students was $21,950 in 2019 to 2020. Now, that's ironic because the maximum that you can contribute to your 401k per year, it was $19,500, but as of this year, Joe Biden increased it $1,000. You can put $20,500 away. So you can put away less than it costs for 1 year at an in-state school. That's not private school, that's public school. While the average ticket price for non-residents is $38,330 a year. And private nonprofit 4-year colleges cost an average of $49,870. Now, these are colleges. These aren't even like your Florida State where the Gators go. Well, maybe like Florida State where the Gators play, Ohio State. But you're not talking Notre Dame, and then we're definitely not talking like Yale. Okay, but when we're talking private universities. Most private universities, whether you're in-state, like University of New Haven here in Connecticut, is going to be this whether you live here or not, about $50,000. But rest assured, parents need not feel compelled to give their kids a free ride. or really paid for anything towards a child's degree. Real quick, there's a couple of ways you can do this. One obviously is through life insurance. Another way is through something called a Section 529 college savings plan. Okay? And if you want a Section 529 college savings plan, please, please, please do not waste your money by going to a licensed financial advisor, which I'm one of, so I'm taking money out of my own mouth, for your Section 529 college savings plan. What you can do is go to your state. Your local state, whatever state you are in, will have a state-funded or a state-sanctioned Section 529 college savings plan option available to you at much less of a cost than the 2 and 20 fees that I would charge you for setting up a Section 529 college savings plan. So if you are beholden to a 529 college savings plan, don't go to an advisor unless you want to get a 529 for your children outside of the purposes of going to college. Because even though it is called a Section 529 college savings plan, you can actually use it for private school from K through 12 as well. Okay, and a Section 529 is generally not for the wealthy, a savings plan. So, let's take a look at a 529. What a wealthy person would do is, knowing that I had a child this year in 2020, my pandemic baby, and I know that it's 50 grand a year for college, so that's 200 grand I'm going to put away in a 529 college savings plan. And I'm going to put that away when baby Alonzo Jr. is born this year in 2021. I put 200 grand away. And I say, listen, I'm paying for your private school today, and I'm locking in the prices. That's the true purpose of a 529, not a savings plan. However, a savings plan is a beautiful thing because now you can actually do things. So, students do have access to grants, scholarships, and low-interest loans. They can also cut their education costs in half by attending community college for the first few years, especially the first 2 years, and get your core classes knocked out. So that's your English, your reading, writing, and arithmetic. Okay? And then you'll level down to a school with more generous financial aid or study abroad. Now, those who do wish to help their kids graduate with minimal debt can certainly do so, but they should save for their own financial future first, said Cloud. We don't ever want an individual to put paying for their kids' college above planning for their retirement, he said. Ideally, you can do both, but you need to take care of yourself first. If helping to pay for the kids' college education is a priority, Landon said, parents should tackle college savings like any other financial goal. Estimate how much your child will likely need, then do the math to determine how much you should set aside monthly to meet your goal. So, like I said, well, my baby's born today. I know college is 50 grand a year today. It ain't going to be that in 20 years because inflation is what? Minimum of 3% a year. So $100,000 now in 10 years will be $50,000 anyway. So there's a wide variety of colleges that can be attended, and costs vary hugely from one to the next, said Landon. With enough planning ahead, the kids who are driven enough can get quite a few college credits through AP courses in high school. Mass Mutual's college savings calculator can help you determine how much you need to save for college costs, and the College Board's college cost calculator can also help. Now, financial fear number 5. Yes, we got 10 likes in the building. Let's go. So, a special specter for business owners. So, for those in business for themselves, there may be fears as well. In particular, for small business owners who don't have a succession plan in place. An unexpected death or disability could endanger not only their family's financial future, but the value of the business itself if they were no longer at the helm. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the importance of having what's called a buy-sell agreement. You see, when someone says they sell life insurance, they literally mean that. You see, life planning, right? So there's different views here. We're talking about family, career, real estate, your money management, investing, your protection of life insurance, disability income, and long-term care. This is Mass Mutual's website, right? This ain't something I created. I wish I did. But this is Mass Mutual's website. You want to plan for college? They're a life insurance company. But you notice that they always have insurance, investments, retirement. Mass Mutual, I don't know how much AUM they have, but life insurance companies are actually the largest investment companies in the world. New York Life has 450 billion assets under management. That's hedge fund money. So, indeed, for many small business owners, their venture is their single largest asset, which is untrue. And this is the importance of life insurance. So anyone who says they're young and don't need life insurance, I'll explain to you why you will in the future in another video. But you don't want to look at life insurance as a death benefit check. You want to look at it as you're building your retirement nest egg. I might show y'all that here, but I'm probably going to get off soon because Monday Night Football is on and my wife's G-Men are playing, and they're playing against my old quarterback, Tom Brady. But your largest asset is you, your ability to earn an income. You see, if you're not alive, if you're not able to earn an income, then there's no family, there's no career, there's no real estate, there's no money to be invested because you're not out there earning. So you have to protect your biggest asset. And a lot of insurance agents and financial professionals, including myself, are failing our clients. Why do I say that? Well, I will make it a separate stream, sis. Don't worry. But why do I say that? Because when we take a look at what I said, CSI, coverage, savings, investment, we need to properly cover you. What do I mean by that? You see here, this says life planning. So not only does it say life insurance, when I sell you a life insurance policy, that's not the end of the story. That's the beginning of the story. Okay, great. We took care of if you died too soon. But there's also other things. What about if you live too long? Well, I can actually help you with that with what's called an annuity. That's so that you don't end up going back to have to work at Walmart. What about if you stay alive and you get hurt? People get into accidents and don't die more than they do die, so you need disability, critical illness, or long-term care. Well, what happens to people we're talking about this Kyle Rittenhouse thing and the Ahmaud Arbery. What's the other? I can't think of his name. The guy who got shot in the back 7 times and is now paralyzed for life. Well, he needs long-term care insurance. There's got to be money to take care of him because he can't go back to work now. He's in a wheelchair for life. Now, yes, the police and the city might pay for that, but they're likely not going to. So what if there was a way that we can make sure that he takes home whatever the cops are giving him, plus up to 60% of what he made until he's age 67. And then we can even take care of it longer than that because he's going to need things like he might have a colostomy bag, or, that CNA that the dudes in the manosphere clown and say she's for the streets, even though she's earning an income and she's able to go buy her Nissan Maxima because she's wiping his ass. Well, somebody got to pay for that. Right? That's the reality of the situation, y'all. So, what happens is, for many small business owners, their venture is their single largest asset and a key component to their retirement plan. To ensure its continuity, they need a succession plan. That includes obtaining an accurate valuation of their business to measure its health, estimate retirement income, and eventually prepare it for sale. A buy-sell agreement, oh wow, this is my first time reading this, but they're talking about that as well. A buy-sell agreement is also generally recommended to protect the business from a death, disability, divorce, or departure of an owner or key employee. Wait, did I tell y'all about divorce insurance? Didn't Sheila E. the Quiet Storm come up here and talk to me about divorce insurance? I've been telling y'all in this manosphere about that stuff too. Now, no, I'm not an official manosphere person, but I frequent that area. I also frequent the B1 space with people like Boyce Watkins. The problem with Boyce Watkins is all he has is a degree in economics. He can tell you about the theory, but he can't tell you about the practical application, right? It's just like someone who, when you go to college to get your degree in business, if your professor has never run a business, it's kind of hard because all they're teaching you is theory, not application, right? And there's a difference between theory and application, ladies and gentlemen. So, a buy-sell agreement is also generally recommended to protect the business from a death, disability, divorce, or departure of an owner or a key employee. Such legally binding documents require one party to sell and another party to buy ownership interest in a business when a triggering event occurs. Funding a buy-sell agreement with insurance products, specifically life insurance and disability income buyout insurance, can be an effective method, making it possible for the remaining owner to buy the business interest of the deceased or disabled or departed business owner without liquidating business assets or taking cash out of the business. Just over half of those with a buy-sell agreement in place say it's funded with life insurance or disability income buyout insurance, according to a 2018 Mass Mutual Business Owner Perspectives study. To ensure a seamless transition when the time comes, it is also necessary to choose and appropriately groom a successor to take the helm when the time comes. While most business owners have identified a successor, the Mass Mutual study found that 1 in 5 successors have not been told that they're even part of the plan. So imagine, folks, how many of that do you think is, my daddy owns a business and he wants me to take over, but he ain't never told me. He just assumes I'm going to assume his legacy. Nah, Dad, I don't like baking cookies like you. I want to go be Jacques Cousteau and swim in the sea with the fishes. So, to ensure a seamless transition when the time comes, it is also necessary to choose and appropriately groom the right successor when the time comes. Now, while most business owners have identified a successor, the study found 1 in 5 have not been told they're part of the plan. So, financial fears are all too real for many Americans, but they need not rob you of rest. A little planning and an appropriate investment portfolio based on your unique financial situation and a commitment to debt repayment can help drive a stake in the heart of the boogeyman under your bed. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is the article for today. Make sure you hit that like, drop a comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you're made aware every time I release new content. And as always, share, share, share. Lastly, when I finish editing, all the information and links will be in the description. With that being said, wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. Wipe ass, work in progress every day and see success. And y'all are going to get a bonus one from me today after the game, which will be 5 mistakes when buying life insurance. So, ladies and gentlemen, remember, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Accept the challenge. Salute. Before I go, I want to put this link in the chat for you all, so you can go to Mass Mutual and check it out yourselves. I think that's always important and valuable. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and share. If you'd like to contribute to channel growth, the information is in the description. To purchase life insurance up to $1 million with no medical exam and an instant decision, the information will be in the description. To schedule a one-on-one consult, the information is in the description. So wipe ass, work in progress every day, and see success. And remember, when people challenge you, they don't challenge you to challenge you, but they challenge you to challenge you. Salute.